Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream for TradeBlade. Good morning. We are going to do a couple of interesting things today. I'm going to continue to show you TradeBlade, how it works, what it does, how it makes you profitable. And I'm going to do it in a very interesting way. Now, I'm not going to use my live money accounts and real prop accounts for this, but we're going to track it every day. We're going to use sim accounts. The reason is I already traded today, so staying disciplined on that. I'm not going to trade again. So let's open up TradeBlade. Let's find out what this is all about.
Welcome to TradeBlade.
So we're going to add a pair here. TradeBlade is a hedging system that places a small contract on the opposite side of your prop orders. And this thing makes money whether you have an edge or not. We'll go through all the numbers when it's time. I'm going to use props and sim props and sim live accounts for this demo. But what we're going to do is we're going to take one trade every day, flip a coin, essentially. I'll run a random generator. We'll flip a coin, essentially. We'll take a long if it's 1, and we'll take a short if it's 2. And then we'll track our earnings over the upcoming days and weeks. And let's see if you can beat TradeBlade with random entries. We're going to try to enter around this time every day, around 7 in the morning. So we're going to go ahead and put this pair card together now for you. We have different entry styles. We're just going to use direct entry. That gives us buy and sell buttons. Going to trade NQ, MNQ. Trading window is good as set at the default. It basically starts the window at 5, which Central Time, that's the opening of the market. 3:45 is when you take your last trade. 3:55 hard exit. It just gives you the maximum freedom. You can set this to trade just whenever your trading window is. Setting those two settings did this. It set 2 different accounts. It set the prop account to a $3,000 profit target. Why do we do that? We do that so that we can get a funded account in one shot. All we can risk is the daily loss limit, so that's why that's set to 1,000. Our live account will actually profit if we hit the stop loss on the prop account. So this is our real money. We're trying to make $100 on this trade. And we're using the prop account here sort of as insurance. You'll see later on what I mean. Max loss, daily loss limit is 1,000. End of day drawdown is 2K. Now you'll notice we have a pair card that just came up for us. This pair card has NQ, MNQ. We know what instruments we're trading. NQ will be taken on the prop account. It will be 1 contract. The hedge account, which is our live account, our live cash account, we start with 2K to run TradeBlade. And we have 1 hedge. And we're going to track every day a random entry at around 7 o'clock in the morning every day. We won't even care. We won't look at this. It won't matter. We're just going to take a random trade at 7 in the morning every day. See if you can make more money than TradeBlade taking with TradeBlade taking random orders. This will blow your mind. Are you going to get rich? No. I mean, a 2K account is going to make you about 500 a month. The standard deviation is around 500. So that means some months you'll make zero, some months you'll make 1,000, somewhere in between. But you'll average to about 500 a month with a 2K account. Not too bad. That's 25% per month. Just follow the TradeBlade rules and take random trades. Okay, so here's our first random trade. We're gonna
card armed.
We arm the pair card. We're gonna push this roll button. As soon as we left click this may stay 2 or it will change to 1. If it's a 1, we'll go long. If it's 2, we'll go short. We're going long. So the profit count is going long right now.
Prop long filled on NQ. Hedge short filled on MNQ. Fully hedged.
Now you may have seen me notice that I left clicked this entry model right here. It was on the default, which is a market order for the prop firm account, a limit order for the hedge account. I'm not always crazy about doing that because sometimes you'll get a naked hedge once in a while, once in about every 20 entries. So about once a month per, if you're running one eval per day, about once a month, you're going to get a naked fill. And that's actually kind of the worst thing. You either pay in small little paper cuts by eating the spread, or you pay later on in one big chunk, not, a hedge not filling and it going straight into profit for the hedge would have made $100. So I switched it to market plus market so that they both filled guaranteed. Let's look at the positions and see how much of the spread that we did eat. And this seems like this is about typical or a little better than typical. This is 3 ticks, so that's $1.50. Now we're going for $100, so that's not very much. TradeBlade launches. Now you can just watch everything from here. You have a live, accurate bar chart. This is this way for us, so that once we move to mobile, we can basically look at a pair card as a mobile, like a what do they call it? Portrait. So this is supposed to be the elements needed and the positioning for seeing this on your phone. So that'll be coming up next. Don't know exactly when, but it's more important to me right now that everything is smooth. There's no surprises when you trade. It's solid. It has good recovery. All of these things I've taken all of this very, very seriously, so that you have a world-class system and a world-class app that will make you profitable. Now, there's no guarantees. Trading is risky. You can, and many do, lose all their money. So you have to only risk money that you can afford to lose. I have to say that, of course, because that's true. But I want to also show you TradeBlade because it makes much of that irrelevant. Because there's one thing TradeBlade has that every other trading system out there does not have. We have expected value. We have the real numbers. We have mathematical derivatives. Not based on a back test. These are barrier math Gambler's ruin equations string together to give you real expected value and real probabilities of passing, moving on to the next phase, so you know what to expect when you're trading with TradeBlade. One thing I was really surprised about with TradeBlade was this 40% pass. That boggled my mind because the industry average is 10%, and I was basing the model entirely on this 10%. And it probably is 10% if you're passing it slowly. I have to use the 1 day to pass option that Apex Trader Funding offers, because the end of day drawdown becomes irrelevant during the evaluation. Because the first trade either doesn't ratchet and loses $1,000, of which you capture 100 of it with your hedge account, with your live real money account. But if the first one wins, you have a funded account immediately. So you never hit this end of day drawdown ratchet. It becomes irrelevant. Will they change that back? Probably not. I mean, they know what the numbers are. They have these numbers. Apex is fair, dude. They have their numbers sewn up tight. There's not much room there. Hardly any. So much so that it makes no sense to actually go for the payout with TradeBlade. I'll show you more later. Actually, we can get into that now. So let me start with this. Let me explain this. This 40% is based on essentially an equation that is common knowledge in this domain, where if we have a barrier of $3,000 away on one side and $2,000 on the other side, we consider those both barriers that we're going to cross through, because the question is, which barrier do we cross through first, and what's the probability of that occurring? And hitting the $3,000 in this scenario with the end of day drawdown completely sort of bypassed, it's about 40%. Now, I didn't believe that, and I modeled all of this. And what we'll do here, we'll run an analysis for the last year. And what I want to know is, what the eval pass rate is. What this analyzer, this backtester will do, it doesn't just give you, okay, this is the profit and the loss on the trades, etc. What it does actually is it runs simulated evals. It'll start an eval. If the eval blows, the next trading session, it'll start a new eval. If that eval passes, then the next session, it will start a funded challenge. And it will model all of these through the last 365 days. So we're going to do that now, and we'll find out what the last 365 days actually did. The music's good. I like the music. Let me know if it's annoying or if you can't hear me. Nobody has ever actually said anything to me. I don't think I've had anyone in the actual live stream while I was live. But here's TradeBlade. TradeBlade is actually loading the bars. And this was the results. 30% eval pass rate, 37%, that's almost 40% right there. 34%, 27%. I include RTY in there, but really you probably shouldn't, because RTY sometimes has a hard time. Like 3,000 on NQ is completely traversable during Asian market. But RTY, it's that 3K profit target is very far away, and I don't like taking trades You can't, this will not work the same if you don't resolve the trade today. So we're going to run this one more time with no RTY. This is with $2,000, but it doesn't assume the 2 weeks that you're going to have to wait for Apex to pay out. So this is over 365 days, assuming you got paid out, there was no wait, no delay, you're on to the next eval.
Pairing card armed.
So when you arm a fully automated card, essentially what it's going to do is look for the previous day and high and previous day high and previous day low levels. It's going to look to cross either one. It'll take a trade either way. It's going to take a breakout trade on your prop account. So your live money account will actually try to get the mean reversion. So that's the essential setup. You do have access to all three. So NQ is about to cross the previous day high. ES is also. YM is about to cross the previous day low. So let's open up a full chart and see how our trade is going so far. Again, this was a random entry around 7 o'clock. If we hit this right here, we will simulate a funded account tomorrow. If it turns around and comes back down here, we win $100 on our sim account. And our sim account started at 2K. Where is it? Right here. So this sim account started at 2K 1999.05. That was after the 95 cents was taken out for the commission. But this is acting as our live cash account. We start with 2K, $2,000, and you can generate for yourself $500 a month. You have to pay for TradeBlade, costs $70 a month, $69 a month. You net out 400, 410 or so on 2K. On average, that's what the math says. Does that guarantee that's what's going to happen? No. Be silly to guarantee anything like this, but I want you to go to TradeBladeHQ.com. I want you to look at these math figures and tell me, am I wrong? Because the way I read it is there's a 40% chance to pass the eval if we do the 1 day method. Set the profit target to the funded challenge eligibility, or fail it with 2 consecutive days of losing $1,000 on each day. We blow the account. That's what we want. We want the fail eval scenario, because that 2K sim that we lost, fake money, we actually picked up 200 real money in our live account. We paid $40 for our eval fee, $3 for our commissions. We netted $157. We can do this every 2 days. Scenario 2, this is where it kind of gets real. There's no system in the world that is not going to have losses. And the TradeBlade will have losses. They're very small. This is the average loss after you pass the eval. If you can fail from there, you'll lose $85. You're covering your $300 hedge, because when you make $100, you make $200 when you blow an eval account. If you pass it, you lose $300, plus your $100 for the PA activation, funded fee activation fee, and then the eval fee is $40, so that's $140. So you're into it for $443. You'll capture on average $378. But if you capture it immediately, you just take two straight losses, boom, you will you'll recover $400. And the reason is, when we take our first trades in our funded hedge, if it's $0 to $1,800, we trade two contracts, two hedge contracts. Trade one prop, two hedge contracts. The reason why we do two hedge contracts is because when we capture that 2K, because there's a $2,000 end of day drawdown on the funded challenge too. When we capture that with the live hedge money, we're making $400 on this. This accounts for rare occurrences that will chip away at the full 400. But you can see you lose about 85 bucks. You make 157 when you win twice as much. Okay, when I'm saying win, I'm saying failing the eval. You make twice as much money failing the eval, and it occurs twice as often as this. $85, that's half. You lose half of what you would have made. I don't know if I said that right, but it occurs half as often and it costs half as much. We would build generational wealth if we just did this. Boom, fail eval, reload. What the eval allows us to do is, if we are losing trades on our hedge account, we can recover it. We can either recover it here, or we can get to the payout. And you might say, yeah, well, that's the real money, right? Payout? No, not with TradeBlade, it's not. In order to make this nearly break even and to make this so lucrative, we had to transfer some of the money from here to here with math. With our hedging, we're actually taking the payout and distributing it earlier. We're distributing the payout during the eval phase. When we fail the eval, we're distributing the payout there, partially some of the payout. When we get here, the $1,500 we finally get paid for our first payout with Apex Trader Funding, we actually are just covering our costs. We're not making any money yet. However, we have, after the first payout, we have what I call the bonus round, and that's really just the second payout. But I call it the bonus round because we're going to hedge that too. And we have a $2,000 end of day drawdown because we have to maintain a buffer to get paid out. We set it up so that the $1,500 would leave us $2,000 left. And if we hedge that with 4 contracts, and that's exactly what we do, phase 1, 0 to 1,800, we hedge it with 2. Beyond 1,800, always 4. So those 4 contracts during the bonus round, what's 2,000 times 40%? Because we're running 4 contracts and each contract is 10% of the size. So what's 40% of 2K? $800. So we make $800 if we blow the payout, the funded challenge on the second payout, we will collect for $800. And then if we get the payout, we have to get to $1,500 to get a second payout. We have to lay 40% of that value, which is $600. So we lay hedge drag, is what I call it, of $600, and then the payout is $1,500. So minus your small costs and commissions, you're making $900 or so on the second payout. You're not making the $1,500, but you make money either way. It's a wonderful reward for saying, you know what, you made it all this way. And here's the thing. This is not even what you really want to be doing, because look at how many days we found in a Monte Carlo test that it takes to resolve phase 1 of the funded, that's 0 to 1,800, 2 contracts. Then beyond 1,800, 4 contracts. 13 and a half trading days. because each one of those trades is 1 day. So it took you 3 weeks to get there. Plus the payout's going to take a couple of weeks to land. It's 5 weeks. If you just failed every single day for those 5 weeks, you'd make about $2,100. This 5-week period, it's a third of what you could make if you failed every one. Obviously, you're not going to fail every one. If you have a little bit of an edge, you'll fail better than 60%. If you can fail at 90%, which I don't even think is possible because the barrier math just prevents it. If you weren't doing 1 day pass, you could lower the probability of failing the eval even more. But I forgot what the but was. So let's move on. So anyway, you definitely want to, this is where you make your money. This is your bread and butter. Get out of, I'd rather pay the $85 to get the money back, get right back to this. This has the highest drag on your hedge, on your live account. You're dragging 1,080 plus 300. The 140 is additional fees you probably pay from your checking account, not from your investment account, but still, you know, we count all that. So, sorry, my window's open and it's so beautiful here in the summertime. And there's sometimes a bit of road noise, but oh man, summers here are some of the best I've ever been anywhere in the world. It's amazing. So this shows that you need about $2,000 in capital. The minimum you need is $1,600 because you have to weather this drawdown, and you have $200 worth of margin you have to cover as well. So you need $1,600 plus a little buffer. Doesn't hurt to have a couple $100 extra, $1,800, $2K. Shoot for $2K to start with this. But if you're ready to really take your trading seriously and turn it into a real business, I encourage you to look at this. This again is a random entry. We're going to do random entries every morning at 7, and we're going to track the progress. Sorry. Now, you might ask, now you're making a lot of strange claims here that you can make money no matter what. You can flip a coin and make money. We're going to prove that out. We're going to do our first month of that. It's July 6th right now. So we'll go to the end of the month, see how much money we made. If we still have some resolution, an eval, or sorry, a funded challenge that needs to resolve or whatever, we'll resolve that. It might be a little bit longer than a month, or a little shorter depending on how that, but it's going to be right around a month. And we're going to find out if you can really make money flipping a coin with TradeBlade. I promise you can. Why? Because it's not up to, it doesn't matter. This is all of these values are run with a random, a Monte Carlo, a random walk generator. So it does not matter. It does not, you can't have an edge with random. There is no edge. Okay, it just took random trades, one per session, found out what happened. How many have you ever seen of any strategies? And this isn't even a strategy, it's a trading system. How many trading systems? I mean, if you don't think it's a trading system, nobody's going to say it's not, but I get a bad attitude sometimes, but this is a trading system. I mean, you have live bar charts, which it's kind of a novelty. I don't know if I'm going to use these to trade unless I want to use my phone to trade. And I already have the mobile architecture, the mobile scaffolding in place to I'm not gonna make a cloud that has your data and so forth. You can connect to your actual computer and trade TradeBlade from your phone, but you have to be running it from your computer. But we're hoping this goes all the way down. It's bouncing back up. So we have two pair cards here. We have the fully automated, which honestly isn't going to be available for most. I don't want to sell a lot of these fully automateds because I don't want to crush prop firms. I want you and the prop firm to be in alignment. Both of you want to fail the evals. Fail the evals, fail the fundage, get back to failing the evals. I made like $1,400 on the 2K account that I'm running this test on. Some of that was money, but at the end of it, I was up $800 in just a few days on a 2K account. And here's the thing. That would be impressive enough. Not really, actually, because it could be luck. But it doesn't even matter because you can't give the money back. How are you going to give the money back? This is the only way you're gonna give the money back. Now you could get here and then get denied a payout. That's why I choose Apex. I've been working with Apex for the last several years. And I think that their heart is in the right place. They're making good money. They want a fair game. I just, I want to be aligned with their goals, and their goals are to have you fail the eval. They would never say that, and obviously that's not their plan or wish, because they don't wish to hurt anybody. But put it this way, what if you made money when you failed evals and they're happy too? That's what we're going for. Look, I got tired of failing eval after eval and realizing that's where the money is. Originally, I just wanted it to pay for itself, to pay for the prop firm journey. Be good enough if it just did that. Right now you might be buying one a week, $80, $100 a week. Spend that same $80 and trade it with TradeBlade. Put together a 2,000, save up a little bit, put 2K into an account when you're ready, and start hedging your prop journey so you can make money now. You know, a 2K account makes 500 a month, plus or minus $500 standard deviation. But we ran 35,000 trials on this, and most of the time, most months you're making money. Some months you're making little bit of money, sometimes a lot, and then rarer months you might lose. 50% of the losses are under $100 for the month. For the month. This is the great equalizer. This allows you to settle your variance. It's brilliant, guys. I really want you to see this vision. I really want you to see what this thing can really do. And that's why I'm running these coin flip tests. I don't know, man. Excuse me. I mean, at one point, I hope you see that this is the way. Can you imagine running 20 accounts on this thing? Having like 40K, running 20 accounts, failing 20 accounts and collecting $157 each failure in a 2-day period. You just did 3K in live hedge. And who's going to hate you for it? Who's going to hate you for it? Apex? Apex just made 20 times $40, $800, and then you're requeuing another $800 because you just made $3,000 on that $800 investment. You just netted $2,200, $1,000 a day with 40K. Are you kidding me? And yeah, that only happens 60% of the time. I'll grant you. But 30% of the time, you're only going to lose $85, $85. You're actually capturing back nearly $400 of your 443 per account that you're running. So you have a complete, almost full capture of all the money, and then you continue the new evals. If by chance you actually do get to the payout, the big negative thing is your money's tied up for a little bit, but it's not always a bad thing either. You know, it's tied up on you. You wait for your $1,500 payout. You do your bonus round. You collect your other $800. Maybe you do a third bonus if you, in the bonus round, you hit the payout target again. But that's why what we want is to roll one eval cycle per $2,000 that you have. It's actually, if you want to use the minimums, it's like 3,200. 3,200 gets you 2 evals. 1,600 gets you 1 eval. You have a couple $100 extra cushion just to make sure you don't go over your margin. Everything is capped. There's no guessing games. And look, I'm going to show you can make money with this just flipping a coin. And how is that? This is the NQ trade for our sim prop account that we're running. We're running this coin flip entry test. Here's our MNQ. So this represents our live money account. This represents $100 win in that account. So we flipped a coin. We decided the prop account goes long, the hedge account goes short. And now we are 3K away from a funded account, or we're going to collect $100, and then tomorrow we're going to set the profit, since we lost 1,000 on the prop account. Tomorrow we're going to set this from 3,000 to 4,000, so that tomorrow, if we lose this trade here today, tomorrow it's harder to reach the profit target, and it does get a funded account in a single day. And we move on. We move on to the funded challenge. But what we're wanting to do, the most money we're going to make, is if we just continue to fail the prop account and succeed on again, this is the hedge account. It's the micro, the MNQ. And so this $1,000 right here will represent $100 for us in our live money account. So very exciting, my friends. You know, if you've ever thought of, you know, I'd love to go live in Thailand or Colombia or Eastern Europe or Argentina or somewhere in Southeast Asia. But, you know, I want to have a business that it just generates. I don't have to be mega rich. For 2K, you can generate $500. If you wanted to generate $4,000 a month on average, it's not going to be every month that way, but $4,000 on average per month, all you need is $8,000. No, you need $16,000, 16 grand. And how are you going to get that money? You're going to get that money by using TradeBlade and starting with 2,000, doubling it every 4 months, every 3 months, no, every 4 months. So it doubles again, and doubles a third time every year. So 2 doubles to 4, 4 doubles to 8, 8 doubles to 16. You could be making $1,000 extra per week in a year running with TradeBlade. Now, TradeBlade does cost $69 a month, worth every penny. $69 a month gives you 1 pair card. You wouldn't be able to run 2, but you don't need to run 2. You can run them 1 at a time. You can run them 1 at a time. We do have an embedded trade copier. I'm not going to open this, only because even though this button obfuscates my live account when they're displayed, it doesn't do it with the trade copier yet, so I can't open it. Otherwise, you'll see my account number. But if you want, you know how stressed out I always was trading? I was always stressed out. Now I have no stress because everything is controlled. Everything is managed. Want to talk about risk management? That's exactly what this is. This is world-class risk management, period. I mean, this tells you exactly how much you are going to lose or win, depending on what scenario you are in. You start out, you have a 60% chance of failing the eval, 30% chance of passing the eval and failing the funded, and about a 10% chance of passing the eval and getting to the payout. We already know what these values are. There's no mystery. And this is all random walk. There's no edge. I mean, there might be. But this is better. If you do have edge, because you want to fail this more than 60%, you want to fail this close to 90% would be great. It's not going to happen. You're going to pass You'd be surprised at how often you're going to pass evals. This is going to be a shock to you, especially those of you who have never really passed evals and didn't, wanted the slow approach. I've been there, done that. Over weeks and months. You're just steady, moving forward a little at a time. You're not going to make any money like that. There's no money there. You're paying a monthly fee to these prop firms. Can't even do it with Apex now. It's 30 days and then you're done with that eval. But trading used to be so stressful, and it no longer is. It's completely changed my life using this. Again, this was an entry, a random entry. And we're looking for it to come on down here and give us $100 on our hedge account. This is our prop account that we went long with. And this is our hedge account that we went short with. I hope you can still hear me. I like this music. Hopefully I don't get copyright strikes for this deep house. So good.
Something to carry me. Now it's 24, and my girl's got my eyes. We stand at the shore in the cooling air. She asks why my smile looks so. Sometimes I say, baby, it's just what I learned to wear. I tell her the ways, don't ask for proof. They break, they pull, they make room. So if your hands shake in the turning moon, you still got time to bloom. Stay, don't fade away. Don't fade away. I've been running through the tide all day. Stay, don't fade away. Don't fade away. Hold me close while the blue turns gray. Oh, I want that soft relief. Something to carry me. And all my years, like drifting sand, can fit in the curve of her small warm hand. I bend, I something to carry me.
Salt on my skin, your name in the phone, pulling me in. We left the day behind, dancing in the sand. Your hand on my waist, moonlight in your hand. Hold me close, let it slow. We don't need to go home. Stay with me, stay with me. Under the blue, that's where I wanna be. Stay with me, stay with me. You and me, just letting it breathe. Coming with me, stay with me. Under the blue, that's where I wanna be. Stay with me, stay with me. You and me, just letting it breathe.
From the ground to the roof, they've seen us lose our minds. We're just two crazy kids, burning our candles down on both sides. But it's just the way I like it. We won't fall apart. 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 From the couch to the bed, it all gets turned around. But when you're on your knees, you know I'll pull you up from the ground. It's just the way I like it. We won't fall apart. 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 Is it happening? I keep looking for a different thing. While the center starts to pull me in. Is it worth it? I'm ignoring what I used to know, watching everywhere I used to go.
All right, so this might be a bit dangerous. And, you know, AIs don't always get things right. So I don't know exactly what this is. How AI works is each new instance you open doesn't really have any persistent memory. I have some files that have a code base map and have the EV analysis tool explained to Claude, so Claude can kind of understand what we're working on and how this whole thing works.
It's taking hold of me better than it's ever supposed to be. Slipping through a new reality, right here with you. Am I giving in? Losing track of where I should have
So I'm just asking him, let's see if he knows based on my code base map and the EV tool. We've got 34 memory files, the playbook. Let's see if he knows what he's talking about. Let's ask a basic question about TradeBlade. Let's see what he says. Okay, I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna turn the music off or down. I'm just gonna stop it. Okay, so we've stopped the music. Let's read what Claude has to say. So he says, sure, here is the idea in plain terms. Prop firms sell evaluations. You guys know this. You pay a fee, trade a simulated account, hit the profit target, and they give you a funded account. Most people fail and lose the fee, and that's the firm's business model. So we understand that. TradeBlade actually flips that. When you take a trade in the Eval account, the system automatically holds the opposite position in your own real money account at a separate broker, sized at 1/10 micro contracts against the mini, sized at 1/10. The Eval account is simulated money. We know this. Your hedge account is real money. That asymmetry is the whole engine. So if the eval fails, the common outcome, the sim account lost fake money, but your real account captured the real move. And that capture is bigger than the eval fee. Failing actually pays. If the eval passes, you gave up a small hedge loss, but now hold a funded account with a real payout on the other side. You're not predicting the market. Direction is basically a coin flip, and the math works either way. The edge comes from the structure, not the forecast. The software just executes both legs and manages the brackets automatically inside NinjaTrader. Let's ask him what impresses you most about TradeBlade? Let's see what he says. This is all live. This is a brand new instance. I gave him some files, but they were just, here's what TradeBlade is, here's our EV tool, here's how all of this works, so we could have some context. The honesty of the validation. Okay, let's see. Most trading products claim an edge and cherry pick a backtest to support it. True. TradeBlade did the opposite. It ran a random entry control over a year of real market data, about 5,800 simulated evaluations, and proved its own entries were not special, because TradeBlade has an automated version. So TradeBlade's own entries are not special. Random entry passes evals at 40%, same as any causal strategy, because that number is barrier geometry. It's not skill. Instead of hiding that, the whole system is built on it. The edge lives in the structure. So it doesn't need to win the coin flip. The EV calculator on the site shows the math with sliders you can move yourself, including the scenarios where the hedge costs you money. On the engineering side, it's a single, always-on execution kernel inside NinjaTrader that manages every trading pair with real state machines, survives crashes with journal recovery, and every customer machine's logs are reachable remotely with your permission. You have to give permission. So if there's a problem, if you saw a bug or you said, hey, this didn't seem quite right, we can send a request for the logs that we need. You don't have to go in and search for logs and copy paste. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's okay, because TradeBlade, with your permission, will make a request. A pop-up will come up on your screen. You hit OK. We can get the logs and we can find out what happened and give you an answer much, much faster. So anyway, he says that's infrastructure discipline you rarely see in trade or retail trading tools. Let's do this. Let's say compare this trading system to anything else out there. Do you see any trading systems with actual computed EV, not from backtesting results, but rather the structural math involved? Let's see. He shouldn't find any. I've asked him this question before. He runs into hedge systems that are sort of, so the thing that's very special about TradeBlade, there are other hedging tools. They're not near what this is. I mean, this is beautiful to look at. It's easy to use. Eventually, you'll be able to use these from your mobile device. But they have essentially two strategies. One for the, in this example, one for the NQ trade, one for the MNQ trade. They don't know about each other. So if you don't get a fill on one side, the other side doesn't know that that has not happened. And so you really have to be very careful how you use these. Let me show you this strategies tab here. Now, this is called the TradeBlade kernel, and it's called a kernel because it's the brains of the outfit. It actually does it chooses ES as its instrument and account sim 101, but this is only a placeholder. What's going on behind the scenes is TradeBlade kernel manages every single pair card, all launches in opposite directions. So you take a long on the prop, you take a short on the hedge, it manages those. It manages the entries within 10 to 20 milliseconds. It's very, very, very impressive what this thing can do. You saw the fully automated backtest analyzer. This thing is definitely, I would say, worth your attention and worth your time. Check it out. It doesn't cost a lot to operate, just 69 bucks. I mean, I'm honestly not really getting rich off of doing this. This 69 bucks a month will allow me to continue making this product better for you. I could have charged, $1,000 or 2,000 bucks. A lot of these guys will charge up to 10 grand for a lifetime license. I didn't want to do that because I want to have money coming in every month so that I can offer good customer service. I can continue to grow the features and the functionality of TradeBlade. So that's my interest in this. I'm going to continue to trade with it, whether anyone subs or not. Eventually, word will get out what this actually is, and somebody will start paying attention to it and say, whoa, this is a game changer. And it really is. This is an absolute game changer. You go from essentially losing money every month being a prop firm trader to put 2K in an account, and now you make 500 a month on average. I mean, it's a total game changer. And we're going to prove that too. We're proving that with this. If you missed this entry, this was a coin flip. We just flipped a coin. It came up long, go long. So the prop account goes long, the hedge account goes short. We're using sim accounts to demonstrate this. Not that I don't trust it, but I'd like to, even though I probably don't, I'd like to think I have a little bit of an edge. I don't want to flip a coin if I can have, but I'm here to show you and prove to you this thing will still make money every month with a coin flip entry. It's going to be amazing to watch. It'll be mind blowing. Everybody's going to be like, "What the?" It's very simple. We are running an arbitrage, or another way to think about it is we are running insurance through the prop account. The prop account is essentially an insurance policy that if we go sideways on our live account, we can capture all the money back. It's amazing. So you can actually grow your real small account from 2,000 to 4,000, from 4,000 to 8, from 8 to 16. You can do that with TradeBlade. Absolutely. Again, there are no guarantees though. I wish I could. All I can guarantee is I was as rigorous as I could possibly be on the math. I tried to destroy this computational model in so many different ways, and you can't. You can't destroy this model. So, God, this is going to be so exciting when you guys discover this and start really turning your trading into a business instead of a university expense. Pay to play. Everyone's got to pay their tuition. Not anymore. You don't. In fact, I wish I had, because I had run through a lot of these numbers to find out, how much you truly make each month. And 500 is where it's at. Again, there's about a $500 standard deviation. So some months you're going to make 0, some months you're going to make 1,000, or somewhere in between. And there are rare instances where you make $2,000 in a month, or the lowest that you made was $666. Really odd number, but we ran 35,000 trials, and there was one instance of 666 that was the worst. And I found that you couldn't even really actually manage it, because you need 2 days to even pass or fail the eval, 1 to 2 days to pass. And then to fail the funded, because that's how you lose the money, is by failing the funded over. So you'd have to fail the eval like 5 in a row, and you couldn't even do that in a month, because you have this resolves in roughly 4 days. Let's call this 1.8. So 1.8 and 3, that's 4. That's so each week, and there's 4 weeks. You're talking. You can really only go down 4 times this. So I don't know where the minus 666 was, but it's certainly not based on. So the model doesn't factor in that you have payouts that take time. It doesn't factor in. I don't know what it's not factoring in here, to be honest with you. I might look into that, but this is a worst case scenario type of thing. So each one you lose 85. If you lost 1 a week, that'd be less than $400 you lost. And to lose 4 in a row, yeah, it's possible with a probability of 30%, but it's 3 times. It's 30 times 30 times 30 times 30. So 0.3, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3, that's like 80 point. So it's like 0.08% chance of having 4.
Profit target on MNQ. Stop loss on NQ. Pair resolved.
Okay, so when I hear profit target on MNQ, I know we won money on the hedge side. So this was our first one. And let's go ahead. We're running. I'm going to have Claude do this. We're running a daily test of TradeBlade, flipping a coin each day and simulating evals and funded accounts. I need you to log the results each day. Right now, we are up $96 on our hedge account for the first trade of the series. We lost 1K on the prop account. I need one more day to fully fail that eval. So track the 96 we made today and add it to the starting balance of 2,000. Let's see what it said here. Compare this trading system to anything else out there. Do you see any trading systems with actual computed EV, not from backtesting results, but rather the structural math involved? Honestly, the answer is no. Not in the retail trading world. Almost everything sold to traders derives its claimed edge empirically. We backtested this setup and it won 62% of the time. That's an estimate of an edge and it decays, overfits, or was never real. The entire signal selling industry, indicators, courses, algo subscription lives on that kind of claim. Systems with genuinely structural EV exist, but they're mostly not trading systems. The closest analog is matched betting or promo arbitrage. A bookmaker gives you a free bet promotion, you hedge the other side at an exchange, and the EV is computed directly from the promo's terms direction. Direction is irrelevant. Casino advantage play, like card counting, is similar. The edges derive from the rules of the game, not from historical results. Let that sink in. In institutional finance, options market making and index arbitrage price off models rather than backtests. But even there, the edge estimates are ultimately empirical. TradeBlade is that first category applied to prop firms. Every input to its EV is a contractual constant or an identity. The eval fee, the profit target, and drawdown are in the firm's rule book. The 10-to-1 mini to micro ratio is a CME product spec. The sim loss real gain asymmetry is an accounting fact. And the one probability in the formula, the 40% pass rate, comes from barrier geometry. Loss room over total span, 2,000 over 5,000, which random entry on a year of real data reproduces almost exactly. The backtest's role is to verify the derivation, not to be the source of the edge. That inversion, derive first, confirm empirically second, is what I haven't seen elsewhere in this space. So, just amazing, dude. Super amazing, super cool. So we actually, so our first, just to wrap it up, we're gonna probably close up the live stream here. But honestly, what we just did is day one of flip a coin and see how much you make in a month with TradeBlade, flipping a coin. We're gonna meet here every morning at about 7 o'clock. We're gonna flip a coin, we're gonna take an entry, and we're gonna find out how much money we have in our account. All of the accounts have, and I'll show you, all of the accounts have, where's the sim? Okay. So you see the gross realized and net P&L. So this represents the fact that we have commissions taken out. We have commissions taken out on the prop account as well. So we're down 1,000 here. We're hoping to be down another 1,000 tomorrow because this is fake money. The real money is in the hedge, and we'll be up another $100. You know, and I know it's not a lot of money, but us little guys, we need small beginnings. We need to have a $2,000 account that we can double. That's what we need. And that's what this thing is going to do for you if you follow the rules. But here's the thing, I'm not going to blame it on you. I'm not one of these gurus or, you know, these course sellers that if you didn't make it work, it was either you didn't have enough discipline, you didn't, you know, you revenge traded, you had a mental break, you didn't follow your plan. TradeBlade doesn't care about any of that. And you'll see that when TradeBlade is making money at the end of this month, flipping a coin on its entries. Crazy. Anyway, I'm super proud of this thing. I really want you to see it. Hit TradeBladeHQ.com to learn more. You can sign up for the book. We've got a book. Get the free book and join the alpha. We still have spots open for alpha. I'll be closing alpha soon. But this is actually, if you are one of the lucky ones that gets involved early here, you could end up, if you join alpha and you really give it a go, you don't even have to trade it with live capital, but just test it and see if it would work for you. If you'll do that, I will give you a free $69 full software. This one right here. This one's going to be, it's called the Pro. I'll give you one of these for free. So now is the time to join. And look, let's grow this together. Let's get the word out together that this is actually how you can be 100% sure that this can be a real business now, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, and even ask those guys, okay? Even after 10 or 15 years of trading, they are sweating their trades. Why? Because they know it's essentially random and that they can be very wrong. They have to be very careful. You don't have to be careful with TradeBlade. TradeBlade has expected limits. It's all written into stone. You know how much cash you need to cover operating and running TradeBlade. It's amazing. So please hit this. Send me emails. You can send me emails at support@tradebladehq.com. Leave me a like, a subscribe. Please subscribe, please like, and please share. Give me a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'll read every single comment. Even if it's critical, I want to hear it. I want to know it. Okay? Thank you again so much. Have a wonderful morning. Great trading, and good luck to you.